Stephen A., what's going on with LeBron?
Well, listen, first of all, he wasn't wrong about Cantor. Let's be very, very clear about it. And the other part about what he had to say, he definitely was taking a shot at Phil Jackson because he was coming to the aid of his friend, Carmelo Anthony. He never liked the way that Carmelo Anthony was being treated. Neither did I or a lot of people. Carmelo Anthony did not deserve what happened to him last year. Phil Jackson talked about him behind his back. He talked about him in the press. And the most egregious thing Phil Jackson did is that he left Melo to be distracted from playing the game of basketball because Melo was there in the locker room every game having to answer questions that the president of basketball operations should have had to handle. Phil Jackson was literally gone from September until April. Didn't do any interviews, didn't have any access to him, nothing. He left Carmelo Anthony hanging. He set him up to fail. And as a result, Carmelo Anthony just got sick and tired of being there. Now, maybe the right thing, I think the right thing for him is to be gone. And you can say what he wants about him, but he did not deserve that. And if one of my friends had that happen to them, I would have spoken up for them too, in exactly the way that LeBron James did, if not more abrasively.
Look, I just want to quickly address what LeBron said about the playground, because Nilikina got hit he was collateral damage, right? I mean, LeBron, that was shrapnel that hit him, and Cantor stood up for him, and good for Cantor. But LeBron is right about his assessment. They should have drafted Dennis Smith Jr. The comment that he made as a one-time Knicks fan, I'm a recovering Knicks fan, Lands is my favorite playground. Because he's sticking it, as much as he's praising New York, he's also sticking it to that's the thing that Cantor did. That's the thing that Cantor did. Cantor said it's not a playground for you anymore. Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time. The one guy I know was better than LeBron James, right? Michael Jordan. That's the only one I'm sure was better than LeBron James. Michael Jordan used to beat the Knicks all the time, drop a double nickel after, being in Atlantic City till 3 in the morning, right, Stephen A? But what would Michael Jordan always say about the Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Pat Riley Knicks? You know what he would always say? Those guys are tougher than the Western Conference finalists. When we don't go through New York, it doesn't even feel like we won a championship, because he could respect them as competitors, because they did everything they could. They played with heart. Once in a while took them to 7 games, right? That hasn't been the Knicks in forever. And at least Cantor is saying, we need to establish some kind of toughness here, some kind of, you're not going to treat our guys like that. That's response to what he said. What's going on with the Cavs is really simple, Stephen A. They're running a marathon. LeBron's running. He's like, let's set a nice pace here. He's at mile 2. He looks around. He goes, there's no one. Where are the rest of y'all? Oh, Korver, I see over there. Where are the rest? They're not even at mile 1 yet. That's it. He's the only one playing other than Korver on the team, and they don't have Isaiah Thomas yet. It's simple.
Well, it's not that simple. I mean, when you bring up Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing, understand that's a bad comparison. Here's why. Patrick Ewing is a personal friend of Michael Jordan. That would be a reason why. And number 2, and he beat Patrick Ewing, never beat him in the playoffs. Never.
Took him 7.
You understand what I'm saying? I understand that, but never beat him. And number 2, Charles Oakley, I think it's almost blasphemous to call him Michael Jordan's friend. This dude loves Michael Jordan so much he'd take a bullet for him. I mean, they are that tight. And so, and not only that, when Charles Oakley was in jail last year for a few hours with that nonsense at the Garden where they mistreated him and what have you, Michael Jordan was about to come bail him out of jail that night from Charlotte. So let's be clear about that.
Did Jordan respect them as competitors?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He respected them, but at the same time, it's a bit tainted because he's got mad love for them. Enes Kanter and LeBron James don't have any love for each other. And Enes Kanter can talk all he wants, but in the end, what happened? He lost again. So when LeBron James sit up there and talk about it's my favorite playground, he's basically taking shots short because he has a field day usually when he shows up at Madison Square Garden.
But the field day that was a tough come-from-behind win. And what you're seeing from the Knicks, Cantor's not their best player, obviously, but what you're seeing from the Knicks is at least someone saying, we're a team over here.
Yeah, but you know what? Back it up. You were up 23 points in the second half. And lost. I don't want to hear anything. You lost a 23-point lead in the second half. I mean, shut up. I don't care about what they
At a certain point, that's what I mean by the marathon. What's going on with the Cavs? At a certain point, LeBron's saying, all right, I'm at mile 2 of the marathon. Where are the rest of you? Oh, okay, at least Korver's right here. Hey, Kyle, we're going to come back on these guys now. If no one else is around for me to hand the ball, you and I will do it again. And that's what happened. That's what happened.
Okay.
They're going to be fine if and when Isaiah gets back, and he's still Isaiah Thomas.